Hello and welcome to the Hollywood Diner here in Rockville. Grab a cup, settle back for the next 30 minutes and find out what's brewing right here in Montgomery County. As a longtime resident of Montgomery County, I've seen Silver Spring in many kind of guises, but there's no question that Silver Spring is now the place to be, or one of the major places to be here in Montgomery County. And joining me is someone who's seen this entire transformation. Her name is Susan Hoffman. She is the marketing manager for the Silver Spring Regional Center. And Susan, welcome to What's Brewing.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
We've known each other a very long time. You've been advisor to county executives since Sid Kramer days. You've really been quite involved with the county. Tell me about Silver Spring. You know what, let's give people a context, because if they're new coming in, they don't know about both when it was really kind of run down a little bit, and then there was this big talk about a mega mall that was going to come, like Minneapolis.
Sure. Silver Spring at one time, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, was the engine for Montgomery County economically. And when other malls and other stores and economic things occurred outside of that area, people started to shop elsewhere. They didn't run away in terms of residential. They stayed in their neighborhoods and were very loyal to their neighborhoods. So the neighborhood stayed strong, but the retail and the restaurants and so forth went into decline.
The old Hex building,
yeah,
all of those things that used to be, that was sort of the first kind of mall area in
well, outside of downtown DC, the very first place that anything went when things left downtown DC was Silver Spring. So we had, we had a Hex, we had a J.C. Penney's, we had Landsberg's, we had a number of other things that that were, you know, sort of second and third locations for some of the major retailers. So things did go into decline, and in the 90s, we actually were in a situation where there was blight. And this blight was only going to grow and fester and expand into the rest of the county. And so then County Executive Doug Duncan recognized that and realized this needed to be dealt with and put a stop to. There had been previous attempts under Mr. Kramer, as you mentioned, and then under Mr. Duncan, it looked like we were going to have possibly the developers of the Mall of America come to downtown Silver Spring. But what they wanted to do was it was enclosed, it wasn't open to the community, nobody consulted with the community, and it was going to have a wave pool and a Ferris wheel. And I got to tell you that at the time we weren't laughing. Now, of course, we think it's ridiculous, but at the time it was like, well, maybe that'll work. You know, what will work? What will turn that around? So ultimately,
that's amazing for people if they were to look today, though, because there's this wonderful square. We've got these new buildings that are going up. The new center is going in. The Veterans, you know, dedicated to our veterans.
The Civic Building at Veterans Plaza, yes.
You know, I mean, it's so different than those ideas way back then.
But you know, you're grasping, and these people had been successful in West Edmonston and Minneapolis. So but that didn't go anywhere either. And then Doug Duncan actually made a connection with the Folger Pratt Peterson folks, and basically the rest is history.
And it's wonderful. And you, in fact, have been in the middle of all this. I mean, you're not going to brag. I'm going to brag. All of the activities that are there, we have concerts there, we have parades there. You started the Silver Spring Thanksgiving Parade, which has grown and grown, you know, and Channel 7 carries it live with us. I mean,
well, there had been a parade years back, and you know, sort of a typical parade run by the Hex Company was one of the major supporters and so forth. But we didn't have anybody to do that, and Doug loves parades, so I thought, well, let's get a parade going down here, and it's grown, and it's very popular right now, and it's the only Thanksgiving parade in the region.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was around September 11th, right? that we were able to honor all of the first responders? You know, Montgomery County sent so many first responders to the Pentagon and down into D.C.
Right. Well, what happened was I think it was the third or fourth parade actually dovetailed with the end of the terrible sniper.
Oh, it was a sniper incident. That's what it
and
was.
so we honored the FBI and the ATF folks, and that's when the parade got moved up from around the early Christmas season actually to Thanksgiving area. Yeah, and that was a great time.
We've been doing it.
Yeah, we
every year
have.
since the very
This will be the 13th year for the parade.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So what we're building in downtown Silver Spring now, and I say we because it's a county building, is the Civic Building at Veterans Plaza. So for people to understand the location, it's where the artificial plastic turf had been,
Right.
which was an open space. We will
Right.
maintain that open space. It will certainly not be covered with plastic grass anymore. It will be a lovely finished plaza in the style of a European plaza.
Oh, that's nice.
But also on that space in the winter will be ice skating.
Oh, cool.
So we will have ice skating, activating the space even in the colder months, and then in the summer, the way it's constructed, the ice goes away. It's at grade, so the ice goes away, and then we can use that space for the concerts,
Right.
for other staged activities, and then also for passive recreation. There'll be
just
tables and
gathering.
chairs. Yes.
Correct. Which people do now. There's a little plaza, I don't know.
It's called Silver Plaza where the fountain is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and kids come there and
Right.
play on weekends, and
Right.
there's lots of places you can sit
Exactly.
outside. I
So
mean,
this
that
will-
will grow. That will is the vision as well.
Sure, and the fountain, of course, will keep going. That's not part of county property. And the plaza is about a block east of where it's all sort of one connected area. The other thing that's very interesting, I think, for everyone in the county and outside to know is that the building, which is being built with beautiful finishes, and I want to explain that is capital money, which was set aside a long time ago, long before we were in this terrible budget crunch. So the building has, the money was set aside, and but it's being built with very high finishes, and it will lend itself well to rentals for weddings and bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras and anniversaries and all kinds of personal celebrations, as well as hopefully we'll have conferences and trainings, and I need to, raise some money there. I'm responsible for doing that, so
Right.
we want to get the word out for that.
Well, and we still have a concert. We're burning through our time here. We only have a minute left. But if people want to learn more about it, is there a website where they can go?
Yeah, it's silverspringdowntown.com.
Okay.
And there will be a link to that, or they can call the Silver Spring Regional Center, which is 301-565-7300, and ask for Susan.
Okay. The great thing about the website is it has a list of all of these events that are happening.
Yes.
You guys really have a nice, very user-friendly list, so that would be great. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to come in. I've known you forever. You've done wonderful things, not just in Silver Spring, in Rockville, all sorts of places, Susan. But thanks very much for being on.
Absolutely.
So don't go away. We'll be right back.